What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. And in today's video, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, guys, I want to discuss really about the DLC leaks that we've been getting as a whole and what it could mean for the game. So, I don't have the intro, guys. I got a new, I'm upgrading the computer, and so I installed a new hard drive on it, and the old one has like the intro and all that kind of stuff on there. So I'm gonna get it off of there a little bit later. We got a tournament today, so it's gonna be an all-day thing, literally all day. So yeah, just bear with me. But anyway, we do got some gameplay. We got something to show in the background while we talking. So looking at the if the leaks from the DLC are correct,
he was just gonna shoot a command.
if they are if they're right, let's say that. I'm sorry, I know it had the sound going in the background. We can turn it off. But if the DLC is right, which so far they're looking at Beerus, they're looking at Whis, they're looking at Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and people have even been talking about it could possibly show Gohan, future Gohan, from the history of Trunks. Like, we've discussed all of these things, but, you know, since it's out there, we have to talk about it. And I feel that, like, to me, this stuff doesn't come as a surprise. Like, I've told y'all many, many times, even though some people doubt it, that this game is going to support, or I feel like this game isn't designed to last a couple of months and that's it. And in order for this game to last even a year, they're going to have to add a ton of extra content, especially with it being a single player game. Because when you look at games like Dragon Ball Fighters, when you look at games like Xenoverse, those games last because they last because of multiplayer. Let's just be real about it. I mean, that's the truth. They last because of multiplayer. So with a single player game, you really have to bring your A game. You really have to bring great content to the table, you know. And with them potentially, expect, you know, until it's officially confirmed. But anyway, bringing Super to the game, with them bringing potentially History of Trunks to the game, and then, you know, interesting new game modes that's not in the game that they can add, like tournament mode. The game it seems like it could have a pretty good longevity and a pretty good lifespan. Now, we did a video yesterday about the quality of life improvements. If you didn't see that, I'm gonna put a thing up. It'll be at the end of the video. Look at the end screen at the end of the video. It'll be there. But check that video out. Leave your feedback there because there's a lot of good stuff in there. You know, and if they improve on some of these things like the XP, the leveling system, and things like that, not only could it improve on the life of the game, but it can improve on the overall game itself and the experience. Because those are some issues that people have had. Those are some things that can, you know, decrease the lifespan of a game in the long run. But CyberConnect 2 seems like they're pretty responsive to feedback, especially with the day one patch. Now, the thing you have to realize is it's not just all on CyberConnect 2. It has to go through Bandai as well. And when you have things like that, you know, the developers may want the exact same things we want, but the publisher may be like, nah, bro, let's do this route, you know. So be mindful of that publisher to developer relationship, and don't, you know, lash out at CyberConnect 2, because I guarantee you those guys want the same things that we want. Now, some of the issues that I talked about yesterday, with if Super is in the game and it goes to the Tournament of Power, how is that going to work? Because you can't fly. I mean, you can't fight on the ground in the game. You know, and that's not an issue to me because, like I said, even in the game, you realize the fighting is so fast paced that I've played the game and I never thought about, hey, I'm not fighting on the ground. I never thought about that until I did the video yesterday talking about tournament mode in the game. And I knew that. And I haven't heard anybody complaining that they're not able to fight on the ground because the combat is so fast paced that you just don't have time to pay attention to it if you're trying to strategize and things like that. Hopefully they implement some kind of difficulty But you know, to me, that's like a double-edged sword, because if the game is too hard, or you know, you gotta grind to level up, you're treading very thin water. Like, that makes it very difficult, because if you make it to where you have to level up every character, that was one of the main complaints from the Legacy of Goku, was that the grind to level up. Like, the game didn't automatically level you up. You had to like go out and train each character, level each of them up and stuff like that. So, you know, be patient with them in that regard. But you know, as far as Super goes, like I said, I can see Battle of Gods, I can see Fukasu no F, and that could definitely give them enough time I can even see the Goku Black arc in the game. Tournament of Power is more towards the end, so they do have enough time to implement some new game mechanics and stuff like that throughout the end. It's really cool that they are doing some free sub quests. There are going to be free updates and stuff like that outside of the season pass, and it's dope. It's awesome. Now, playable character wise, as far as DLC, it is possible. It is possible. Don't lose hope, and don't think that it's not possible to have Krillin and Yamcha and Tien and Chaozu be playable characters, because guys, they already have skill trees, they already have know-hows. Like, everything is implemented in the game. Literally all they have to do, in my opinion, I'm pretty sure it's more complicated than that, but flip a switch. Now, the thing with making them playable is you have to have content for them. Garlic Jr. comes to mind, because Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha, along with Gohan, was prominent in the Garlic Jr. Part of Dragon Ball. So, and even Dragon Ball. You can even bring Dragon Ball back. That's why I talked about Trunks' Time Machine, because with Trunks' Time Machine, you open the door for things like that. You open the door. Now it doesn't interfere with the story, because it's like, okay, why are we jumping all the way back to Dragon Ball? Well, because there's a mission. I could, you know, hop in a time machine, go back and replay Dragon Ball. Hop in the time machine, go forward and play GT, you know, forward and find Oob. Like, the time machine in the game, I'm telling y'all, is bigger than that. It is the vehicle to future content. And there is no reason why this game won't have everything Super. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and potentially Dragon Ball. There's no reason why it can't, because we have to keep in mind that they made this game with the intentions of it being a standalone game. And I know people are saying, well, DM, it's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's Dragon Ball Z. Yes, because the base game is based in Z. DLC is a completely different ball game. It's Kakarot. Dragon Ball in its entirety, according to the creator Akira Toriyama himself, is the story of Goku. So there's nothing that the name says that doesn't mean it can't have GT and all that other stuff in it. So remember that and hold on to that, guys. My thing with the new characters, you know, is how is that going to work out? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I had my phone on silent. How is that going to work out? We talked about that as well. How is Super Saiyan God going to work out? How is Super Saiyan Blue going to work out? You see what I'm saying? How are Beerus and Whis going to be playable? Are they going to be support? You know, and then the new level cap. What's going to be the new level cap? You know, what are they going to be adding new attacks? You know, we have the limit breaker attacks in the game already. Are they going to add God tier attacks to the game? I could very, very well see that happening. You see what I'm saying? Are they going to implement fusion into the game? You know, or, you know, because right now people are wanting Gotenks and Vegito to be playable. And that's a thing I told y'all. And I took so much slack in that video because people were like, no, they said they're playable. DM, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm sitting here in that very video saying, yes, they're playable, but I don't see them being playable in a sense of you being able to free roam around with them, because what are they going to free roam and do? Only thing I can see, and I said in that video, only thing I can see you being able to free roam and do is level them up, you know, to train, but the game does that for you in a sense. And lo and behold, guys, it happened exactly how I said it. Vegito is playable, but it's only in that mission because, like I told y'all, it doesn't make sense in the story for him to fly around and have subquests because he didn't have subquests. And the same could be said for Majin Vegeta. The same could be said for him, but they gave him subquests. You know, there's things for him to do in the game. He has free roam abilities and stuff like that. But with Vegito being such a powerful character, I didn't see him being a free roam character. And I mentioned that. And like I said, I took slack for that. And guess who was right, man? Come on, y'all. Like, you just have to really think about the story. You have to think about the game and the direction that they're going, and you can pretty much line up and pave a roadmap, and you're gonna hit, 8 out of 10 things on the head. You see what I'm saying? So, but people want them playable. People want to be able to play with Goku and Vegeta and fuse. If Goku and Vegeta is in your party, you can fuse into Vegito. I don't care about that. That's a pretty interesting mechanic. I would have fun with that. I mean, you're getting into a tough fight and then you fuse. Bam, Goten and Trunks, make them playable, make them be able to fuse into Gotenks, and Gotenks have transformations. There are things that they would have to work out to do that, but it can be done. You know what I'm saying? If you look at these modders putting this stuff into the game, doing that stuff, the developers can do that too. So keep hope alive. Keep hope alive for all of those things, guys. But overall, the roadmap is looking great for this game. And I feel like it kind of has that No Man's Sky syndrome where, well, kind of, because they didn't market the game as something that it wasn't. The game is great straight out the gate. However, DLC, and I said this, in-game and DLC will determine just how great the game is, and the game's already fantastic. It's fantastic. But DLC is looking so good. In the end game, I'm really excited to get to the game. I hadn't gotten there yet, but all these things are shaping together to make this game even better. And what would put the icing on the cake is what the complaints were for the game, which is really the subquest and the difficulty. Those are the main 2 complaints. You fix those, and wow, you got a completely different game on your hand, which raises the question, should they have delayed it a little bit longer? I know we didn't want to wait. I mean, they had already pushed it back a couple of months anyway. But, guys, this is why delays are not always a bad thing, because just imagine if they had 6 more months to work on this game. You know what I'm saying? Or another year. Oh, my God. I don't want to think about another year. But lo and behold, and I said that the game can be fixed. Things can be fixed. Things can be patched. And it's easier to do in a single-player game than a multiplayer game. But, guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. What DLC would you like to see in the game? Let me know, guys. I will see y'all probably this evening or later. I may live stream tomorrow because I haven't played the game in like 3 days. Just been busy with testing at school and practice and tournaments. My gosh. And I cannot wait to get back home today so I can play some Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But guys, that's all I have for right now, y'all. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.